What up, gang? Back at you guys from the brown chair in my basement. Today, I recorded a purely educational film or tutorial on jumping higher and running faster. The best way to jump higher and run faster is to first and foremost run more, sprint more, and jump more. But there are three things that you can do that will influence your height and your speed. The first thing is improving your horsepower, or how much musculature you have and how much percent body fat you have. Both of those you can increase and decrease on your own, all other things being equal. Zach, me right now, 165 pounds at roughly 12% body fat, and Zach, 165 pounds and 8% body fat. The athlete that's going to be better would be version 2 of me. Same weight, more muscle, less body fat. I can generate more force, I'm carrying less baggage with me, and I am overall leaner and stronger than 12% Zach. Anyway, the next way to improve your jump height / running speed is to build strength, right? So, we all know that doing heavy squats, doing heavy deadlifts will improve your will improve your jump height, your speed, and overall explosive power. What other people tend to forget are actual power development movements. For example, I can do speed squats in the 40 to 60% range of my 1RM and build more explosive power than I could if I were stronger or using a heavier percentage of my max. However, this is a rather intermediate technique because if you're a beginner, by definition, you don't have a developed max. You're not going to have a max that's consistent week in and week out. So, a trainee like me can take a percentage of my max. So, let's say I squat 400 pounds. I can move 40% of that 400, so somewhere around 225 for fast reps of 3 to 5. And it'll carry over to my jumping height or my running height, depending on who you talk to. Other ways include the hip thrust with the barbell, plyometrics, which I recorded for you guys today and we'll talk about at length in the next clip, and things like upper body plyos and upper body power lifts like explosive throws and speed pressing. The last thing that will improve your jumping height / running speed is getting better at jumping and running. Again, I said doing it more, but you don't want to do more of the wrong thing. If, for example, if you have a bad arm swing when you sprint, you're not going to be as fast as you could with a proper arm swing. If you don't get triple extension when you jump, you're not going to have the highest vertical that you possibly can. These things matter. You got to build on a solid foundation. You cannot build a house on sand. It has to be on concrete or it'll topple. Also, it prevents injury, and it creates a more fluid movement pattern, a repeatable movement pattern that is repeatable, that's the word I was looking for the rest of your life. I've been doing some of these plyometric exercises and sprints and jumps and squats and deadlifts since I was 14. My form hasn't changed too terribly much, except for some minor things that I'm not going to bother going into because they're so minute. Anyway, today I recorded some plyos for you guys, some true beginner plyos and the next step above that. So not true plyos, but still involve jumping and landing with gravity. But first you're going to see are box jumps. I teach myself, or I show you guys rather, how to properly land, how to properly attack the ground, and then that box jumps are not conditioning. You need to take your time in between each rep and keep the ranges low. I'm talking 3 to 5 reps. Remember, these are supposed to be max effort. You're teaching the body how to move fast and how to move powerfully. So you don't want to speed through it or else you'll risk injury and you're not getting the proper recovery that you need in between each jump. The next stage, the next progression would be jumping over hurdles or jumping over lines, getting full triple extension, attacking the ground, and absorbing force when you land. The difference between a box and the ground is that a box kind of takes away some of the force that happens when you land because you're not landing on the same height that you jumped at versus jumping up and down. You're absorbing force throughout the body. Again, I always put new athletes or younger athletes on the blue box to start because they don't know how to land properly. They don't know how to absorb force, and more often than not, they're a little awkward, so they don't have proper jumping mechanics yet. So it's a safe way to get them used to jumping without actually putting them in a risk for injury. Hey, pup. You'll see me do these both laterally and linearly. Lateral jumps are important, just as important as linear jumps, because your body moves in all planes. You don't just want to move in what we call the sagittal plane, or what's out in front into the side of you, this half. You want to move in the frontal plane and the transverse plane, so rotation and side-to-side movement as well. Anyway, I hope you guys find this informative. If you have questions, I'll make a follow-up video, possibly tomorrow or the next day, depending on how fast I get this video up. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for your support. If you like these videos, please do me a huge favor. Subscribe first. Share these with your friends if you think it's informative. And like the video. Give me a thumbs up if I should keep making content like this. If you want to see more of my lifestyle, even though it's kind of boring, I'll start doing that more often too. I've been kind of under the weather the past week and a half or so. So I've been laying in bed and not doing much. But anyway, I'll keep the content coming as long as you guys keep liking and sharing. I appreciate all that you do. Peace. Have a great night. What up, gang? This is the plyos that I recorded earlier this afternoon to show you guys. The first thing I'm showing you is the depth jumps. I teach depth jumps to younger athletes and beginner athletes, so not necessarily younger, to learn how to properly absorb force and attack the ground. I land on the balls of my feet. I take one step off, attack the ground. My chest is up, my butt is back, and my knees are slightly bent. You cannot learn how to jump until you learn how to land. The next exercise is the box jump. Up, hips come through, land in the middle of a box, step down. What I'm looking for here is that I attack the box, I land like a cat, so on the balls of my feet, and I finish how I started, which again is in athletic position. My chest is up, my hips are back, and my knees are slightly bent with my feet shoulder width apart. Everyone's going to be slightly different, but most people's jumping stance will be around that sort of general area. Next, I do these laterally. So off of 2 feet on top of a box. Notice how my knees don't knock as I jump. I force them out. I use my arms to get an arm swing, so a little more power from the bottom. Hips come through, my knees unlock, my ankles extend, and I get what we call full triple extension, which is one of the reasons why we do plyos to begin with. You can't jump as high as you can without triple extension. At least in theory. You'll see athletes like LeBron James not get to triple extension, but he's also not jumping from a standstill. But this is one of the ways we just work on generating power, and we work on jumping mechanics and motor patterns that are required to jump higher and run faster. Use plyos for both. Alright, so here's single leg. I use my right leg to demo all of these because my left is a little injured. The mechanics are exactly the same. Load, explode, and land like a cat. This is me about to jump laterally onto the box. I jump laterally, so what we call away from my body, and then I jump medially towards the midline of my body, across my body. Is an easy way for you to, or one to remember what I mean by medial. Again, my mechanics are exactly the same through every single plyo that you see. My hips are back, my chest is up. I jump through the balls of my feet. I land on the balls of my feet in the same position that I started in. One thing, a common error is that you're not unlocking your knee. Without unlocking your knee, by definition, you cannot get extension from the hip. So, to get full triple extension, the knee must come undone. And this will generate max force because of the musculature that you use and the neural patterns that you build. The next progression from this would be the almost plyo. I don't really know of a word for it. This isn't a true plyo because I'm not minimizing ground reaction time. I'm using 2 feet to jump over hurdles. I stick each landing and I reset every time. Next, you're going to see me jump laterally across the hurdle, over the hurdle, land the way I started, except I didn't space these hurdles out enough, and I jump over and land athletically. The last thing you're going to see are single leg hurdles. This one, I'm jumping forward, so linearly in a straight line. Same thing, triple extension, land, stick the landing, attack the ground. You're such a good girl. Thanks for saying hi to YouTube. Thanks for saying hi to YouTube. Sit, sit, sit. Say hi, say hi, say hi. Say hi and good night to YouTube. Say good night. Thank you.